Guys, my name is Ajay Kamath and I am a freelance game developer. Today I am going to talk to you about the scope of gaming and game development industry, particularly in India. So I started gaming as a child in the 90s and was very passionate about how these games are made. So my career choice was very easy. I wanted to become a game developer and wanted to make games for the living. So I have been in this industry for over 6 years now, and when you say gaming, it's a huge market and a huge industry. It is said that the revenue that is generated by gaming is more than the music and movie industry combined. In India particularly, you can see that there is a exponential growth in online mobile gaming. Take for example BGMI, formerly known as PUBG, Free Fire, Call of Duty, Clash of Clans. Mobile gaming in India is a huge market, followed by the PCs and the consoles. So you must have also heard of a game that went viral last year, a game called Wordle. It was made by a single person. So since the scope of this gaming is huge, there is a great demand for designers and developers to make these games. So for the students who are attracted to gaming in general, let us discuss what you need to do to enter into this gaming industry. So there are 4 or 5 major careers you can choose from in this industry. You can either be a programmer, a designer, a game tester, game business associate, or a professional gamer. For some people, it is very easy to choose a field based on the inclination. For example, if you have strong logical, analytical, and reasoning skills, you are inclined to become a programmer who writes code for the games. If you have an art background and very creative skills, then you can become an artist in this industry. I like to write code, so no surprises that I am a game programmer. There are some companies who have specialized job listings, whereas a gaming startup requires to have generalized skills. For example, a designer can also be a CEO of the company, or a programmer can also be a game tester. Game testing is the easiest way to enter into this gaming industry. In a single sentence, game testing means that playing the game that is being developed and finding faults in it so that they can be fixed before they are pushed into the market. So for any young student who wants to make games, my suggestion is to join as a game tester in some company and then go up the ranks. You can also change your profession later on and become a coder or a designer. If you just want to make money out of playing games, then I suggest that you become a professional game streamer who streams the games online. Nowadays, game streaming is hugely popular among students. So you can basically set up a YouTube or a Twitch account and gather a following online and then monetize your streams. Let us talk about salary for a moment here. In general, games are very expensive to make. The average budget to make a game runs in millions of dollars. Take for example a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 by Rockstar. It took around 8 years to make with a budget of more than $400 million. So I know big game companies who give pretty high competitive salaries to its employees. In India, you do not have many AAA companies. So the term AAA here means that the budget for this game is very high with lots of employees. In contrast to these AAA companies, you have independent studios, also known as indies. So these are basically the smaller studios with lower budgets. In India right now, with some financial support from the government and investors, there are these small indie studios that are growing in number and on the rise. The salary given by these studios is not high particularly, but then still it is greater than the average market salary which you will find among students and employees. So for any student here who wants to work on bigger games such as GTA 5 or Red Dead Redemption 2 or any console games in general, it is better if you take a career outside India. The US, Europe or Canada is a good destination for AAA gaming studios. Applying for these jobs at these locations will require good skills and a portfolio in general. So how do you apply for jobs and what do you need to learn? Let us discuss that for a moment. Nowadays the barrier for entry in this industry is very low. You have drag and drop tools or game editors such as Roblox to make these games. Generally, you don't require a professional degree as such to get into a gaming job. I know some of these companies who allow students to join as game testers directly after the 12th standard exams. However, I still believe that any degree as such will help you to gain the necessary skill set and communication skills that are required for the long term. So it is better if you take a gaming degree as such. And I don't think a gaming degree is necessary, but you can take any degree, a BSc or a BTech degree is even fine. The most important thing is to create a good portfolio in general. If you are an artist, then create a Behance or an ArtStation profile. Learn Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator or 3ds Max, and then create a basic portfolio website of your own. If you are a programmer, then a GitHub profile is a must. Include all your code which you have created till now on the GitHub profile. And lastly, I think that communication and networking plays a very important factor in landing a job. India GDC or IGDC for short is a conference that takes place every year where several game developers from across the world and especially from India gather, discuss their ideas and meet up. So any student who is interested in making games needs to visit these conferences, especially the IGDC. Finally, I'll end here by saying that the most important thing is to have passion for playing games and making games. If you are very passionate, then I have no doubt that the industry will welcome you with open arms.